So with things like cooking apps, I know iOS, they offer a lot of free ones on the App Store as well. I haven't heard of that one in particular. What app was that again?
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh. I have not really looked into that. I think one big benefit of iPhone, though, is the ability to use an Apple Watch. Me personally, I prefer using Apple Watch. I've had a lot of different smartwatches before, and in my opinion, I think this is probably the most optimized smartwatch out there. I know you.
I have one.
Yeah.
I just only wear it to the gym.
Well, whenever you see someone with a green text bubble, you know they're trash. And that's why iPhone is the clear winner. So up next, we're going to cut to our interviewer, Jewel, who spoke with a huge Marvel fan. However, it was just so hot in the room, we had to leave the fan on. Pointed right at our guest. Let's cut to our clip and see how they held up.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Interview with a Fan. I'm your host, Jewel Hoopy. On today's show, we'll be talking about Marvel. From comic books to live-action movies, they never seem to fail the fans. I'm joined today by Marvel fan Hootie, who will share his thoughts. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Thank you for joining us today. So, what is your favorite superhero? Or who? Who is your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero is Captain America. I think he's just like the pinnacle of what a man should strive to be. I mean, not just a man, but like anyone should strive to be. He's just good for the sake of being good. So.
Right. So do you have like a favorite Captain America movie, or you just
I mean, out of
or
like,
appearance? I guess he's in so many of the Avengers. And
probably from like his trilogy, I would say probably Captain America: Civil War.
Civil War.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So, do you prefer Marvel over DC?
I would say yeah. I don't have anything against DC. I just prefer Marvel just because I grew up with it and I like the movies more and just overall.
Overall. Gotcha. So what is your favorite Marvel movie?
My favorite Marvel movie is probably Avengers Infinity War. Just, they packed everything in. Like, they had a 19-movie arc that led into this movie, and just everything kept going. The pacing was really great. The storyline was really great. They had character moments with pretty much everyone. And then, I don't want to spoil the movie,
Yeah,
but
no spoilers.
It ends on quite a big note. So.
Right. Well, I mean, it did come out last year, so, I mean, people had plenty of time to see it, you would think.
Yeah.
And the next one does come out next year, 2019, so that's exciting as well.
Yeah.
So recently, Stan Lee has passed away. Is there anything that you think he'll be remembered by, or maybe like your favorite cameo of him?
I definitely think he'll be remembered for a long time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he really helped shape this whole century in a lot of ways because back in like the Greek era we had the Greek mythology and like the gods and things like that, and in this era we have like the modern equivalent of that, which is like superheroes and movies and media. I'd probably if I had one of my favorite cameos from him, it would, just because it's so silly, it's probably the one in Deadpool where he's a DJ in the strip club.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that one.
Yeah.
So, as far as all of like the comic books, have you read any of them or
Yeah.
taken interest in any of them?
Growing up, like in the 3rd grade, I read some of the original Spider-Mans, like the Stan Lee, Steve Ditko ones, and I really like those. I think it's mostly because of the art style, but it just kept everything going and interesting.
Well, personally, Spider-Man's one of my favorites, and I feel like he's one of the bigger Marvel characters.
Yeah, it's probably a very, very close second for me.
Captain America. I was going to ask again. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. That's all we have. Don't forget to check out Deadpool. The PG version is coming out this December 12th. Well, that's all we have for today, and we'll see you next time on Interview with a Fan.
Yeah, I never even knew they were making another Deadpool movie until we did that interview, so a big thank you to Udi Kosilian for coming into the studio and sharing their thoughts. At this point, we turn things over to our very own Kyle, where he gives his opinions on the latest movies. Kyle's the guy who will let you know whether or not to see a movie so many times your local theater makes you their honorary employee of the month, and maybe even enough where your bank warns you against possible bankruptcy. So, Kyle is our movie buff who spends more time seeing movies than sleeping. We're going to give Kyle exactly 60 seconds to let us know if the movie is worth the $10 ticket or if you should save your cash. Kyle, tell us about what you saw this week.
This week I saw Creed 2. Okay, if you're a fan of the Rocky franchise, you are going to like the second one, and especially if you're a fan of the first Creed. I will say that it is not as good as the first Creed, in that I don't think the music was as strong as in the first film, and I don't think the cinematography of the fight scenes were as strong as in the first film. This movie was directed by a different director this time around, which it's cool to see an independent director get his chance to direct a big budget movie like this. So mainly the movie works, but just those fight scenes I thought could have been stronger. The story with Drago, because Creed goes against Drago's son, and if you know from Rocky 4, Rocky had to fight Drago because of him killing Apollo, spoiler alert. They did a great job with him, and I honestly thought that they made their characters way more fleshed out and way more rounded than they've ever done that in the Rocky franchise. And that is why I give Creed 2 a B+.
All right, well, thank you very much, Kyle, for making my wallet cry. At this point in the show, we're going to cut over to our final segment of the Wheel of Fun. This time around, we changed up the challenge just a little bit. Our staff decided to play everyone's favorite child-friendly game, What Do You Meme? Since this is a school production, we did have to throw out all the inappropriate cards, which was about 80% of the deck. Let's just watch and see how that turned out.
Okay, guys. Today we're gonna play another segment of Wheel of Fun, and we're gonna do it by playing What Do You Meme?
And not really using the wheel.
Not really using the wheel. We're just gonna use the wheel to find out who goes first, and then it kind of just goes, you know, how you play with, you know what I mean. Okay, let's go. Okay, guys, we're gonna spin it and see who goes first. What number is it? 1? That's me.
You.
Okay, so it looks like I'm it. So this is y'all's meme. Okay, let's see who has the funniest caption. First caption is, when his roommate says, "Oh, you must be the girl he's always FaceTiming with, but you have an Android." When you get to work on Monday mornings and your boss is still alive. I feel that one. When you open a bag of chips and there are only 6.5 chips inside. When you called shotgun, but the backseat ends up being way more lit. All right. When you match with your therapist on Tinder. I choose this one.
Which one?
When you get to work on Monday morning, your boss is still alive.
Hand it over.
I feel that. Amen, sister.
And then we keep
You
those.
keep the meme. And the meme.
Alright, this is a meme. Everyone.
Okay.
Obama. When the neighborhood bully kicks you in the shin. When you see a comma in your bank account. When you finally get a text, but it's from your service provider saying you used 90% of your data this month. When you're mad at someone, but then they ask if you want some food. When someone asks if you voted for Donald Trump. When someone asks if you voted for Donald Trump. I kind of like that one just because it's Obama. Okay.
Get the references going.
When you hear someone say moist. When you're in a relationship but when you're not in a relationship but you're having relationship problems. When you see your side chick strike up a conversation with your main chick. When you're trick-or-treating and someone gives you a box of raisins. When you block your crazy ex on everything and they send you an invitation to connect on LinkedIn. I'm gonna say when you're not in a relationship but you're having relationship problems.
Alright. When your anxiety goes away but having no anxiety gives you anxiety. Story of my life. When you hang out with someone without drinking and have no idea what to talk about. When the bouncer accepts your fake ID. When someone on the plane claps after landing. When you're listening to a song and the lyrics start applying perfectly to your life. Alright. That was a good one. I'll choose when the bouncer accepts your fake ID.
That was me. Okay. That's for me, everybody.
I got tons of anxiety.
Interesting.
Okay.
What is that?
It's an alien, like sitting on the bed with sunglasses.
Oh, yeah, I've
dressed
seen
up.
that. Oh, yeah, I've seen that before.
He's chilling.
I bet his name is Tom.
Finally won.
I remember when that first photo became.
When you're trying to relax but can't stop thinking about how ugly you are. When you're taking a poop and forget your phone outside the bathroom. When you're 3-4 locos in and a Creed song comes on. When all the pending transactions from the weekend hit in your bank account. When you're signing up for a free trial and they make you enter your credit card information. We're gonna go with when all the pending transactions.
Just keep on hand.
Oh boy.
I'm up to 3 now.
Got a little stack here.
Got here or what?
When the light just turned green and the car behind you is already beeping. When you open a birthday card from your grandma and no money falls out. When he says 50 Shades of Grey is his favorite book. When you check Facebook and see your grandson wearing that sweater you knit him, but the album is Ugly Sweater Party. When you're always a bridesmaid but never a bride. Why are all these so negative? There's our happy grandma. Okay. But they're so negative.
That's funny.
Alright, this one.
Which one is that?
When you're always a bridesmaid but never a bride. Yay, single
I love
lady.
All right, Jess
Wait, I forgot what
is our winner. She got 4.
Hey guys, so that's it. Jessica won the game with 4 cards. So congratulate Jessica. So we'll see you guys next time.
I always wonder how the people who write those cards come up with their ideas. You know, I mean, it's got to be a little more than just tossing ideas out there. Like maybe some of them write from life experiences. I just think it's weird how you can have a card related with the most true thing in the world on it, pair it with a random picture from the internet, and it just makes sense. Also, how much money did they make from this? This game is almost like Cards Against Humanity. You know the game What Do You Meme spawned itself from? Do you ever try having your friends play Cards Against Humanity, and strangely enough, there's always like this one person who wins like almost every round? You'd think only a certain type of person would be good at a game like that, but you never know until you actually play, I guess. Just don't play with don't play these games with any of your family unless you remove the fun cards like we did. Otherwise, you'll be having some very awkward conversations that night. Well, it looks like that's all the time we have here. Thank you guys very much for watching our final broadcast from AU Spartan Media's Arts and Entertainment team. We want to thank each and every one of you for watching our broadcasts, no matter how raunchy some of the jokes can be. You never know, though. Some people and segments may make a return. Thank you all very much, and have a happy holiday. All right.